there is a place.
Ah, the black secret at the heart of your Time Lord paradise?
The Time Lord's fear.
Somehow it is draining energy from the Eye of Harmony.
And it is about to be
to an extent which endangers all Gallifrey.
awoken.
You attract trouble, Doctor. You always did.
I am being diminished, whittled away piece by piece.
Danger! Doctor! Danger! Mistress!
Ah! Hello, Sarah Jane. We're on Gallifrey, in the death zone.
We must know what is happening there.
You shouldn't be here at the same time with him.
Hello and welcome to WhoTube Gallifrey 02. In this video I'm going to be reviewing both the 5 Doctors Special Edition and the 5 Doctors 25th Anniversary Edition, as well as reviewing the 5 Doctors, the story in general. So yes, to start with, we will be taking a look at the extended version of the 5 Doctors, which is the first ever Doctor Who DVD and one of the first BBC DVDs, the 5 Doctors Special Edition. So yeah, I'll come to this in a minute, but first let's take a look at the 5 Doctors Special Edition. So yeah, the 5 Doctors Special Edition, different to the 5 Doctors, the original version, because they've added some new effects which don't look very good at all now. So yeah, this is from 1999, this DVD, and there's a VHS transfer from the 5 Doctors Special Edition, which was made in 1995. So yeah, taking a look at the cover, we have the BBC DVD video there, we have the BBC logo there, Doctor Who, which looks very different to the standard Doctor Who DVDs, the 5 Doctors Special Edition, we have a grey background, bright blue writing, and then we have the grey case. Then there is Tome Baker, Richard Hurdnall playing William Hartnell, Peter Davison, Jon Pertwee, who looks very weird on this front cover, I must admit. Then there's, why is there so many noises going on in the background of my video? I try to film again when the plane goes overhead, and then an ice cream van comes past. So yeah, a Yeti there, a Cyberman, a Dalek, then there's Rassilon's Tower there. At the bottom we have who it stars, so Peter Davison, Jon Pertwee and Patrick Troughton, as well as Richard Hurdnall, Tome Baker and William Hartnell. It's a U and then there's a orangey tone covering the Doctor's faces, apart from the 5th Doctor. So on the spine, very different to a standard Doctor Who DVD spine, so we have the BBC DVD logo there. BBC DVD 1006, Doctor Who, the 5 Doctors, U, BBC. So on the back we have some pictures at the top, written by Terence Dix. Then we have a description of the episode. If you want to pause it, please do. Then on the bottom we have all the legal stuff. So yeah, taking a look inside this DVD, and yeah, if you want to know how much I got this DVD for, I got it for $2.99 sealed. So yeah, very happy to have this, as it's the first ever Doctor Who DVD, and it's now out of print. So here's the disc, no picture on the disc, it's just Doctor Who, what rating it is, BBC DVD. Then we have the booklet, which is very nice indeed. Love this booklet a lot, because it has so much detail in it. It's not like the Doctor Who DVDs now, which only have 4 pages. This has about 10, 20 pages, which is excellent. So yeah, same as the cover on the front. And taking a look inside, we have the legal stuff here, about what to do with a DVD and stuff like that. Then we have description of the first Doctor. Yeah, I love this book, so much detail, and it's like a little Doctor Who magazine, really. Then we have a description of the second, third, fourth Doctor, and we have some great pictures in here. That picture of Patrick Troughton's fantastic, like the picture of Sarah Jane and Jon Pertwee. Then on the other side, we have a description of the rest of the characters. Description on some of the companions featured in the story. Nice print of K9 there. And yeah, rest of the characters, and then there's an advertisement for the other 6 DVDs which were released by the BBC experimentally when the 5 Doctors came out, and yeah, they look very plain indeed. Yeah, pretty much all the same, just with a picture taken from one of the episodes of whatever the show is. So yeah, Blackadder, The Best of Monty Python, Noddy and Toyland, Persuasion, and The Planets. There's a phone number if you want to call that for some in particular reason. Then on the back we have all the chapter points of the 5 Doctors, and yeah, there are a lot. For most Doctor Who DVDs there's only about 6-12 per episode, but this has 24, so yeah, very good. So you know where to go if you want to get to a particular scene. So yeah, that's a look at the 5 Doctors Special Edition. Now taking a look at the 5 Doctors 25th Anniversary Edition. So yeah, the 5 Doctors 25th Anniversary Edition comes with 2 discs of the Special Edition and the original TV edition, which hasn't been extended in what it was like when it was originally transmitted. So yeah, the cover is slightly different. We have the 5th Doctor, the 1st, the 3rd, the 4th, and the 2nd. Then here we do have the Rassilon symbol, Rassilon's tower there, with a few little stars. Then we have a red sort of backdrop here. We have Peter Davison, the Peter Davison years 1982 to 1984, PG 2-disc DVD, BBC DVD, Doctor Who, The 5 Doctors, Special Edition. Then we have the regular TARDIS circles, as well as the regular grey box. On the spine we have Doctor Who, Peter Davison there, The 5 Doctors, BBC to entertain. The spine looks very different indeed to The 5 Doctors Special Edition. Comparison here. So yeah, this DVD... What was all that about? So yeah, this DVD retails at $5.99, whilst the 5 Doctors Special Edition I think was originally on sale for $9.99. So yeah. On the back we have a lot more pictures than the Special Edition. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 compared to the 3 pictures on the back of the 5 Doctors Special Edition. Then we have who it stars: Peter Davison, Jon Pertwee, Patrick Troughton, Richard Hurdnall, with Tome Baker and William Hartnell. The description isn't as long, so yeah, that's a negative of this DVD. However, it has a lot more bonus features than the 5 Doctors Special Edition, as the 5 Doctors Special Edition only has 1 bonus feature, and that is some music soundtracks from the 5 Doctors, just some music they've pulled out which was played in the background. So yeah, quite a lot of bonus features. There's commentary on Special Edition, there's a documentary about the making of this story, there's a studio take, there's outtakes, there's publicity clips, there's isolated music, there's Radio Times billings, a photo gallery, production subtitles, a coming soon trailer, a digitally remastered picture and sound, and hidden special feature on disc 1. So yeah, this story was originally transmitted on BBC One on the 25th of November 1983 and is produced by John Nathan Turner and directed by Peter Moffat. On the bottom we do have just all the legal stuff, and a side note here, Peter Davison's actual name is Peter Moffat. However, he changed his name when starting filming Doctor Who to Peter Davison because there was already a director called Peter Moffat, so they didn't want confusion whilst on set. I bet you didn't know that. So yeah, taking a look inside now. So yeah, we have the 2 discs with quite a nice picture on with Rassilon's symbol. Disc 1, Disc 2. Then the booklet. Now the booklet is nowhere near as long and nice as the special edition. Only got 4 pages, 1, 2, 3, 4, and yeah, all the middle pages are really about the commentary and bonus features. Nothing interesting, doesn't give a nice description on the characters. Yeah, pretty boring I think. And on the back there are chapter points. Yeah, there's only 12 chapter points compared to 24. And yeah, here's a description of how they made it and what the episode's about. And yeah, pretty much exactly the same as the cover. And yeah, good part about the 5 Doctors 25th Anniversary Edition is I like the cover better and it has better bonus features. But a positive about the special edition is that it has a better booklet and it's generally nicer to have as it's rarer than the 5 Doctors 25th Anniversary Edition. However, I got this for more than I got the special edition, even though the special edition is rarer and this is in print. So yeah, now reviewing the 5 Doctors in general, the actual story. So yeah, I've taken a look at the DVDs for the 5 Doctors. Now I'm going to be taking a look at the story. Now the 5 Doctors was made for the 20th anniversary of Doctor Who, as sort of return of all 5 Doctors, sort of. They used clips from Tome Baker, from Shada, the unfinished Doctor Who story, as Tome Baker didn't want to be in it, so they cheated with that. And William Hartnell wasn't in it either. They replaced him with Richard Hurdnall. Now Richard Hurdnall I do not like at all at playing the Doctor. I find him far too grumpy to play the Doctor, not like the first Doctor whatsoever. It completely ruined William Hartnell's role as the Doctor by Richard Hurdnall. Yes, he did look very similar to him, but other than that, there's not really any good points about Richard Hurdnall as playing the first Doctor. So yeah, I think they should have done a similar thing what they did with Tome Baker's Doctor by putting him in a time warp like they did with him. So yeah, the plot of the 5 Doctors. So the 5 Doctors sees the return of all 5 Doctors as well as numerous companions. So the Doctors are being put into Gallifrey's death zone where all forbidden knowledge of the Time Lords is kept, as well as monsters such as the Daleks and Cybermen are put for experiments and observatory, etc. So yeah, the Doctors and his companions are sent in to this death zone where they need to retrieve the key of Rassilon, the Ring of Rassilon, so they can give it to whoever wants immortality. So it turns out the person who wants immortality is Lord President of Gallifrey. He has lured the Doctors and his companions into this death zone to get the key of the Ring of Rassilon, so he can become immortal and lie in Rassilon's chamber forever. And yeah, it turns out to be bad, as he's trapped in this big coffin forever. So yeah, he regrets it in the end. So yeah, don't become immortal, don't think about becoming immortal, because you will be trapped in a thing forever. So yeah, the 5 Doctors, a great story. A lot of the story is about the Doctor and his companions getting to this tower where Rassilon's tomb is and the Ring of Rassilon. And yeah, I find it very good. The 5 Doctors, a very strong story, a lot of good points, a lot of bad points. A bad point about the 5 Doctors is when they arrive at the beginning at that place. I think it's the Eye of Horus or something. It's meant to be an alien world which hasn't been disturbed, and then in the valley there are some buildings. So yeah, they didn't do very well with that. A negative of the special edition would be the pretty awful effects when the big triangle things come down and capture the Doctor and his companions. Just looks really fake and not good at all. The special edition really doesn't benefit from the original edition. There's only a few added effects. The effects in points make the story worse. However, it does add some extended scenes and some deleted scenes. So yeah, it's about 10 minutes longer in the actual run. So yeah, other negatives would be, well, I think this story needed less characters, because the characters seem to be getting in the way of each other. There were too many characters who returned. For example, I don't think they needed the first Doctor in it. I think he could have been in a time warp like the 4th Doctor. I think they could have done that rather than recasting the first Doctor with by Richard Hurdnall rather than William Hartnell, who had sadly passed away a few years earlier. So yeah, I think that's what they should have done with the first Doctor. There's no need to really resurrect him as a different actor. And yeah, not really any more negatives. Now on to the more positive part of the video. Positives of the 5 Doctors. Now there are a lot of positives. Now, oh yeah, another negative is the lack of Daleks. If you want to have Daleks, put them in an anniversary special of Doctor Who. That's when people want the Daleks. However, the Daleks were hardly seen in this episode at all. I think the Yeti had more scenes than the Daleks. Even though the Daleks had appeared in about 10 stories, the Yeti had only appeared in 2. So yeah, I found that absolutely ridiculous. People turned on the 5 Doctors to see the Daleks, not the Yeti, who a lot of people had forgotten about by 1983, as they had last been seen in 1968. So yeah, I think the Dalek should have had a lot more scenes. So yeah, now on to positives. So positive, the first positive would be, is that it's very nice. I think this story is very, very good. Very strong plotline, and yeah, just amazing to see the Time Lords on Gallifrey, see all the Doctors unite. It's the second time we have seen a multi-Doctor story, and I think it works very well. It's very good to see how the companions react to each other, as they're like, who are you? And then the old companions are offended that the future Doctors haven't mentioned them, and yeah, get into a bit of a argument with the Doctor, and yeah, really like how all the companions meet, really like how all the Doctors meet, especially when the first and 5th Doctor meet. I find that scene very amusing and brilliant. So yeah, other positives is I love the Death Zone. The Death Zone is super. It's absolutely super, the Death Zone. So much scenery in this story, a really nice scene of the Death Zone. It looks really nice, even though it's very deadly. It looks absolutely amazing. I like the Master's portrayal in this story. I think he plays a very strong character in this story and has a great influence on the plot, as well as trying to get to the ring so he can become immortal, but then the Doctor talks the Master out of it, and yeah, the Master sort of tricked the Doctor. And yeah, I love seeing how the Time Lords influence the Master into helping the Doctor. I find that great, as the Time Lords want them to forgive each other. And yeah, I find it a very good story in my opinion. So yeah, positives, there's loads and loads of positives. Loads of Easter eggs and loads of references to past Doctor Who stories. I like the Yeti being in it, but I didn't like the Yeti having more appearances than the Daleks. So yeah, the Yeti, I think they had a brilliant performance, and another positive would be is we finally got to see the 3rd Doctor battle the Cybermen. Sort of. He had a few scenes with the Cybermen. He didn't appear loads with the Cybermen, but he had a few scenes with the Cybermen. So yeah, like that. Like the Veston Warrior robot, apart from I think they could have had a Dalek guarding the entrance to the Tomb of Rassilon. I think that would have been a lot better and a lot more cinematic, as well as a lot better. But I think the Veston Warrior worked very well, as it has had a really great concept that it moved so fast, very similar to a weeping angel. And yeah, so many great scenes in this story. Loved the scene when the 3rd Doctor and Sarah Jane went over from the cliff to the top of the Tomb of Rassilon. I thought that scene was absolutely amazing. But a really bad negative about this story is when Sarah Jane arrived in the Death Zone, she fell down this so-called cliff. And yeah, it was only about that steep, and then the Doctor had to get a rope and use Bessie to pull her up. When the slope was about that steep, she could have just easily walked back up it. Yeah, I found that scene absolutely ridiculous. The slope was just absolutely pathetic, and her reaction to falling down the slope, it was just awful, I think. She was acting as if she was hurt when the slope was very small, and it was as if she had banged her head when she didn't bang her head on anything. I've rewatched that scene 1,000 times, and well, not 1,000, but you know what I mean, and I haven't noticed anything about her hurting her head or banging it anywhere. So yeah, that is quite a ridiculous scene in the 5 Doctors. So yeah, overall I think the Five Doctors has some good points and some bad points. I would personally rate the Five Doctors an 8 out of 10. A very good 20th anniversary special to Doctor Who, and yes, so much great scenery, such a great plot twist as the Lord President of Gallifrey has taken all the Doctors and all the companions back to Gallifrey. Yeah, so many great plot twists, so many great monsters, and yeah, really good 20th anniversary special in my opinion. How does it rate compared to the other multi-Doctor stories? Well, I think it's the second best multi-Doctor story. My favourite being the Three Doctors, and my worst being Dimensions in Time, as well as my third favourite being Day of the Doctor. In terms of anniversary specials, my favourite anniversary special would have to be the Three Doctors, followed by the Five Doctors, followed by Day of the Doctor. Like all anniversary specials, but the Three Doctors beats the Five Doctors and the Day of the Doctor. So yeah, great story in my opinion. Please let me know what you think of this story in the comments below. And until the next time, goodbye.